What's up, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Wall presented by Perky Jerky. I am Judah Nation 5788, along with Thermite 917. Kane's too busy getting drunk, so he won't be here, at least, for a good portion of the show. Perhaps not at all, so, he'll be busy drinking Mama's Little Yellow and whatever else he drinks, and probably throwing up on a porch somewhere. But instead, we're going to be sitting here talking about exciting things. And by the tone of my voice, not exciting things, but we're going to try our best anyways. The Quaker State 400 at Kentucky has concluded, and my lord, there is really not a ton to discuss. So, Nicholas, why don't you take it away and recap the race very quickly for us?
Yeah, so, it shouldn't be too hard to get it done pretty quickly because not much happened. Martin Truex Jr. completely dominated the race. He won all three stages. He has won 13 stages this year, and that's just insane. It's his third overall win of the year, his first at Kentucky, and his 10th career win overall. But he led 151 of the 274 laps. The race went into overtime, that's why it was not 267. Had a more than a 15-second lead with 2 laps to go, and then a caution came out for Kurt Busch blowing an engine. It was a legit caution. It sent him into overtime, and Truex pretty much checked out. It ended under caution after Bubba Wallace got into Matt Kenseth, but Larson was not going to catch him anyway. He was pretty much going to win no matter what. Just as far as incidents go, the first real one of the night was right at the start of stage 2. Brad Keselowski got loose under, it wasn't Jimmy, he was just kind of behind that. It was under Clint Boyer. And he slid up the track, collected Jimmy Johnson, and Boyer got away unscathed. He kind of got back in the top 10 after that. But Jimmy and Brad were done. Jimmy finished last for the second time ever. But, oh man, that was just another product of Kentucky Turn 3 that's gotten a lot of drivers. And then kind of soon after that it might have even been that restart. I'm not sure exactly, but then Casey Kane was going for it under Trevor Bayne. Trevor Bayne did not give Kane the bottom really, and they both wrecked. They were both done. Well, Bayne went on for a little bit longer than spun because he had no spoiler or rear end of the car, so he just took it to the garage. Screw this, I'm out of here. After stage 3 got underway, they just kind of got single file, and not much else happened for the rest of the night. That's kind of when Truex just pulled out for the lead, and that was about it. I know it got kind of close for fuel mileage and stuff, but then I think there was a caution maybe around 50 or so to go. That Truex, man, on those mile and a halves especially, that's pretty impressive. Tyler, do you have anything to say?
Well, no, I don't really have much to add about that because you pretty much covered it all. There's not a ton to say. The race went green actually for a really long extended period of time. And, there was obviously a round of green flag stops, and everybody was able to make it to the end, really with no issues. Just an incredibly uneventful race. So, as a part, we are doing a slightly different format tonight. So obviously we've just gotten the race discussion out of the way, and we're going to go right into race ratings. So I'll go ahead and just give mine first. 3 out of 10. It was a disappointing event, to say the least. The track has been repaved. It was super one groove. It got so spread out. Dirty Air was just an absolute fickle bitch. And there wasn't much to it. There's nothing more to say, really. Congrats to Truex. Those guys had a fucking rocket ship. But that's it, man. 3 out of 10. So, Nick, what do you give it?
I think I'll give it a 3.5. Because I forgot to mention in the rundown about Kyle Larson going from the back to the front to the back to the front and past like a ton of cars. So that kind of maybe added a little more excitement. And then there was overtime, so at least gave us an opportunity for an exciting finish. It wasn't really. But other than that, there were a couple crashes out there. I thought that's kind of how the whole race was going to be. But, man, with clean air being king, like always the past few years, it just really got single file with the repave, and this race dragged so bad. Like, I was counting down like to the minute when this thing was going to be done, because I was just kind of ready for a nap. So
And that's coming from a die-hard, non-biased fan right there. So if you put him to sleep, you know that it was not a good event. So that
yeah,
covers it for the entirety of the race, like as far as what happened during the race. So let's talk some topics here. And one of the big topics, one of our big topics, unfortunately, it's not incredibly covered in the media world, but it has been out there, and that's how we found out about it, is apparently that the racetracks have been using this, whatever, tire monster. I've heard that phrase used by,
Dragon.
well, I've heard the tire
It's
monster
a
phrase used by Dale Jr., but I guess they're also calling it tire dragon, whatever the hell it is. The point is, they
get it
run it.
because they're dragon tires.
That's so fucking hilarious, and they should be punched in the face for that. So, I mean, come on. Oh my God. Let's just get into this thing, though. So, they apparently it's like for, to basically lay down some extra rubber, just to kind of like really get a groove going for the racetrack. But they run this thing, they run this tire dragon around the groove of the racetrack, like literally the main groove. So they're adding extra grip and like in the groove that's already the grippiest of the entire track to begin with. I when I heard about this, I know this happened a few weeks back. I can't remember the racetrack, but it happened, and like I was just so baffled. Like, why are you doing that? It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, you literally are asking for a one groove race, and yet they think they're doing the right thing. That pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, if they can do that much, groove and a half or whatever, they can, put it on the whole track. Go to the top line too, because that'll give, a chance for some better racing. But they're just kind of making sure that on a repave that, the preferred groove is not complete ice, which I understand. But still, like you said, that's guaranteeing like a 1.5 groove race. And with clean air, like we mentioned, that is not good at all. So it really doesn't make that much sense. I mean, I guess it's cool technology that they are kind of putting down rubber to kind of simulate some races already being run on it, but I really did not see much of an effect from it tonight. I don't know.
No, I mean, it doesn't really have much of a benefit because, I mean, it hurts it. That's like we literally have just said. It's confirming that the race is going to be one groove. I mean, we always,
Yeah.
hope going in, hope it's going to be a decent race or whatever, but, with just tonight's race and how it played out, it showed that didn't work whatsoever. And the worst part of it is they think that they're doing the right thing. I've already mentioned that, and I have to say it again because it's
They
ridiculous.
specifically said that.
I know. We specifically said it.
We know
And
what we're doing. Shut up. The drivers don't know anything.
yeah, yeah.
God.
Kentucky, they literally tweeted, like they tweeted that exact thing. Like, are you serious? Like, what kind of people do you got working there? I mean, do you really think that you're that damn smart? Do you think that's doing the right thing? Again, I'm not an engineer. I don't have no degrees. I don't know anything about this particular technology you're using, but I'm smart enough to realize that if you put it in the fucking preferred groove, where do you think everybody's gonna run all night long?
Yeah.
The
You don't.
preferred groove, because
Yeah.
nowhere else is gonna be any good.
Yeah. If that's down, you don't have to search around. You already have your groove. But if they didn't lay the rubber down, then it's kind of a blank canvas. You can just kind of move around, find out what's best for you. But when that's already determined, what's the point? You're already there.
Yeah.
So it's just it's kind of stupid.
It is stupid, and I just don't understand. I'm pretty sure there's people that have this exact same opinion, of course, and that's great, but they're obviously not involved with NASCAR because nobody's stepping in thus far to say something. I mean, NASCAR's not stepping in. They put the VHT down on a couple different tracks to try to produce some better racing, add another groove. They did that at Charlotte. So they added the VHT at Charlotte, but they put the VHT in the preferred groove there. So it was basically kind of like the whole tire dragging thing. You know, like why would you do that? Why are you putting extra grip in the preferred groove and basically leaving the entire rest of the track as just a blank, like, and it's completely worthless? It doesn't make any sense. Again, I'd love to see the people in charge of these decisions, and I want to know that their educational background, because they need to turn their diplomas and their bachelor's degrees and all sorts of bullshit. They need to turn them in, because clearly they're not fucking smart enough to have them. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
You might be smart about other things, but that's stupid. It
I
doesn't
know. It's
take a
like,
rocket scientist to figure that out.
yeah, it's kind of like all this is determined. Like a late night with a beer. Kane might be watching through the window or something, and, and they're like, let's, what do you think of this one? David Hoots, and he drops his donut, and it's like, I like that. Let's give that a shot. We only thought about it for 5 minutes, but it might work. And then they do it, and the race sucks, and the fans complain, and they're like, well, we thought this was a good idea at the time. Well, no, just put some more thought into it. I mean, I know, like you said, they put it at Charlotte and Bristol, or at least with the VHT.
Yep.
But as far as this goes, this is why repaves suck, because like the track, like the racing does not go very well until like 5 years down the road, because the worn track is the better track. And when it's all brand new like this, it's like they feel like they have to treat it in some way to get the better racing. But I mean, I really don't know what other options they have, but the way they went about the tire dragging did not really help.
No. And it would be nice if they have a light bulb that go off in their brains and say, hey, maybe we should try something different the next time around. They've got a whole year until they go back to Kentucky. So they should probably think about it a little bit. Some just improvements have to be made as far as that goes. It's a no-brainer. It was a triple-header weekend at Kentucky, and you know what that means. The trucks race. So, where did Cody Coughlin finish? Oh, man. Toaster Strudel came home with a 15th place result. But, he was running 11th, actually. But with 2 to go, his engine prematurely ejaculated, and he came home with a 15th place result. So let's see what Cody had to say. That was a bit weird. I had no warning that it was going to happen until the engine just let go. It's disappointing because I had another fast truck and had a top 10 finish within our grasp. It was a fun racing up there for much of the night. It was certainly wild at times. I'm glad the rain stopped and we were able to get this race in. And I appreciate all the fans that waited out to delay to watch us race. Well, Cody, they didn't show up to watch you race because you're busy racing back there with Stuart Friesen, which, by the way, he ran in front of you most of the damn night. Oh my God, you were running around slowpokes because you're that damn slow, Cody. My Christ. Different week, same old damn Cody Coughlin story. So Jags.
Jags!
Oh boy. Never ever gonna get a top 10.
And once again, it's time for the awards. And as usual, the first award is the Boner of the Week, and that goes to the initial start of the Xfinity race. They all bottled up and accordioned, and a few cars went around, including Brendan Gaughan and Brandon Jones. I almost said Eric Jones. And Ryan Reed got a lot of damage. Kyle Busch was the pole sitter, and on the initial start, you have to go when the green flag waves. Well, they usually have an honorary starter, and I guess he waved it too late, so Kyle didn't go, and they all stacked up behind him, kind of anticipating the start. And you know how that goes? Doesn't go well. And that ended a few drivers' days. So that's unfortunate. And another Xfinity award. Tyler, take it away.
Well, damn Mother Nature! Oh,
damn it, Mother Nature!
Oh, Mother Nature. Her loins were out the frickin' burst pipes all over the place this week. I don't even know what I just said. I'm just so frustrated, man. Mother Nature, quit the shit. Seriously. First of all, I'm gonna go back to the truck race. Alright? It took forever to get that race in because why? Mother Nature busy pissing all over the place. And then, Friday comes around and, she stops cup qualifying prematurely. And next thing you know, just freaking straight up monsoon. And the Xfinity race gets called. And just like it was that bad. An absolute flood in the infield. Literally. I mean, it's a wonder cars didn't start, washing away. It was that bad. So, the race had to get postponed once again. And, after that, she calmed down and let us get some racing in, but still, it does not. She's not going to get away scot-free. So, damn you, Mother Nature. Next award.
Next award is last place, boom, confetti. And that goes to Jimmy Johnson, who recorded his second career last place finish.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
He's had a pretty long career, so to only finish last twice is very impressive. But it happened tonight. He was in the wreck with Brad Keselowski, barely clipped that front end of the 2 car, but it broke something in the right rear of Jimmy's car, and he went straight to the wall, and his night was done. So Superman found his kryptonite, and it was Brad Keselowski, and Kentucky turned 3. Next award.
Next award is the wreck that rhymed, and that was the Casey Kane and Trevor Bayne wreck. Kane and Bayne equals pain. And, yeah, that's it, really. They just got in a wreck. They got in a wreck and it rhymed and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
fucking Trevor Bayne.
Street.
Sesame Street. Now all I see is just Big Bird dancing the fuck around. Next award.
Next award is Slowy Gase, and that goes to Joey Gase, who was slow. You could also call him the roadblock of the night. He was just riding around there in his old 23 car. Was it the best furnishings or whatever tonight for a sponsor?
Whatever the hell it is.
Whatever. But he was kind of a human chicane out there. Couldn't really go much slower. I don't know how he met minimum speed. I guess it was like set at 50 miles an hour tonight. I like that guy. He's a good person. And he just needed to get off the track tonight, which he did because he cut a tire or something broke and he hit the wall. And that caused one of the later cautions.
Thank God.
So yeah, that put him out of the race. So, next award.
Next award is hello, goodbye. Martin Truex Jr. Jesus Christ, man. He bolted out there. And, for the first kind of half of the race, the stage 1 and stage 2, it looked like him and Kyle Busch were kind of duke it out, but after stage 3 started, man, he just took off like a damn rocket. And he was gone. I mean, for God's sakes, he won the race on a set of at least 40 lap old tires than the 8 guys behind him. I mean, that's how fast he was. Just unbelievably blazing. I can't say anything else. Next award.
Alright, the next award is, oh, Bubba! And no, this is not a crying towel. I'm just sad about it. He got a solid result. He had a great run tonight as a rookie in Cup. Where did he finish, Tyler?
He finished 11th.
Thank you, Tyler.
You're welcome, Nick.
Unfortunately, he caused the final wreck of the race in overtime when he just shot up the track, just kind of pretended Matt Kenseth wasn't there, and Kenseth spun around right in front of his teammate Daniel Suarez, and Ty Dillon just felt like going through the grass as well in that whole ordeal. So I guess he just had to go off on a high note, and that's Bubba. Almost the top 10 though. I mean, that was a nice, impressive run. But next award is for someone who did get a top 10 somehow. Who was it, Tyler?
Lucky Logano. Oh my. Oh! Just always chapped my ass. I am an absolute disliker of Joey Logano. But for a minute, I'll put that aside and just basically talked about how he took a car that was no better than about 18th place, caught a break with some strategy, and he parked his ass in the top 10, finishing in 8th place. And, well, great for Joey Logano. I'm so very happy for him. Next award.
Good job, Joey Logano.
Asshole!
Benzile! Well, I gotta save my yelling for this next award. It's the crying towel! And once again, it goes to Kyle Busch But not just him, it also goes to his paint scheme. This is also the worst paint scheme segment by a mile because this salty Snickers son of a bitch car was the worst one of the week. Ugh. I'm offended as a graphic designer. Like, where do I start? The brown's ugly. I know it's Snickers colors, but just the way it is on the car, it just looks like crap, literally. And there's like no design except for like the rear of the car. And do you know what that design is? It's a freaking insanely oversized Snickers logo. We talked about this last night, and if you look closely, the blue part kind of, you see that little half-circle-y thing to the right of his rear tire. That's like the hole inside of the letter S. So they just got so lazy that they had to just blow up the Snickers logo and throw it on the car and pretend they just designed it that way. No! That's not good. That's just horrible. Just, ugh. And then, they got the rowdy Snickers wrapper on one side, and on the other side it says hangry. I hate that word so much. It's such a cheesy freaking thing you could do with the car. And then you got the double interstate batteries associate sponsors. They're the exact same size, but they just wanted to put it on there twice, because why not? They're getting money from it, whatever. But it looks stupid. It's like my vision's crossing or something, but no, it's on there twice. And you got the weird thing with the Snickers wrapper, like I already mentioned, but it has like a drop shadow that gets kind of confusing. Some weird stuff going on the hood, too. I think they tried oversizing another part of the Snickers logo there. I don't even know, but like I'm just as salty as when Kyle blows a tire and blames Goodyear, because it's just like I don't even know what I'm saying. The NOS logo on the C post is too low. It's like Rao NOS D or something. It just starts getting into the personal space of the Rowdy logo.
I don't know if this is the crying tower or the fucking angry towel, because realistically, I mean, it can almost double as both. I'm so pissed off about this car, man.
There, I'm crying now.
Kyle.
That's all I can cry about, because I am more angry about it. I'm not hangry, I'm angry. We got to get that straight. But I mean, I may never eat a Snickers again. I never really do anyway, but this kind of seals it. That's not good marketing if it drives your fans away from your sponsors.
Yeah, I know. What the hell were they thinking? Seriously, and I completely agree. I mean, I'm pissed about this car, man. Like, I don't want to cry about it. I do, but I don't. I'm kind of contradicting myself already, but man, this car just really chaps my ass. I mean, come on. You got a fucking Snickers logo that's as big as the moon on the quarter panel. And, what offends me is that there's little freaking cheese nips out there that think this car is actually good looking. Come on, kids. Grow up and stop being a damn Kyle Bushy fangirl and realize this car looks like, it should belong in a fucking dump yard. I've taken shits that look better than this thing. I mean, throw a Snickers logo in my shit and it'll look exactly like that car. So that's all I'm saying, man. No Snickers. And I'm gonna throw an example on the screen right now of a car that was actually badass looking. What happened? What the hell happened, Snickers? I am disappointed in you.
Snickers!
Rowdy! Angry!
That's all we can talk about for this.
We're done. Just fuck that car. Fuck this car! Fuck it! Alright, I'm cutting it off there.
Okay.
Okay, now let's recap the fantasy results from the race at Kentucky. And Thermite comes home with the outstanding victory by picking Martin Truex Jr. As we've already covered, he absolutely floored everyone, winning both stages. Well, technically all three stages, but he wrapped up the bonus points in the first two and a complete maxed victory of 60 points. Kane comes home in second place with 42 points after picking Kevin Harvick, who finished the race in ninth place. Zamani came home in third place with 27 points after picking Ryan Blaney, who finished 10th. And my lord, I am doing a great job. I come home bottom of the barrel again, the third straight week in a row, and this time being the absolute worst, only earning one solitary point by picking Brad Keselowski, who was unfortunately involved in an early wreck. And, well, I guess it's time to update the points because things have really shuffled. I had a huge lead and it's completely evaporated now. I have 550 points. Thermite has now rocketed into second place, 18 points behind me. 18! That's unbelievable. Kane, he slots back to third, but he's still only 22 points behind. And Demani, he's still got a ways to go. So he better start making better selections because he's 227 points behind. But still, we have an extreme race now for first place. And so who knows who will win the regular season title. Definitely not a thing that Thermite likes to do, so hoping we can keep the momentum up. But enough about that. We're going to go straight into selections for New Hampshire. And, well, obviously I got to go first again. So I'm going to pick Denny Hamlin.
God damn it!
Denny Hamlin has a pretty good track record in New Hampshire. He did solid in the race at Kentucky here with fourth place. But solid finishes in both stages. And even though that has nothing to do with New Hampshire, I think, it's a very big momentum sport. And JGR is still yet to win. They're going to have to come through at some point. And even though I wouldn't have predicted it to be Denny Hamlin still pretty good in New Hampshire. So you never know. We'll see. I think he could make it happen. Come with his first victory of the year. Kane, he, unfortunately hasn't joined us tonight, but he will pick next, and he is going to pick Matt Kenseth.
Shove it up your ass!
Well, I've been thinking about it for a few minutes now, and I'm going to I don't know if it's a safe pick or not, but I'm going to go with the driver where he's just hot this season, and that's Kyle Larson.
Go, nipple biter!
I think New Hampshire's not necessarily a track you'd think he would do well on, but I think he has it in him. I know he got spun kind of while he was up front a year ago or whatever. But anyway, Larson is going to keep his hot streak going. He finished second at Kentucky after having just such an up-and-down day. So I think he'll just keep that momentum going right into Lobster Town. I don't know why I said that.
And, here is Demani's selection.
Scrotum! Shit whore! Bull hair! Bull hair!
Well, that wraps up another episode of Behind the Wall presented by Perky Jerky, and we hope you have enjoyed listening to this caneless podcast. So, for Demani HG, I still do not understand why I'm giving him any sort of credit. I don't know, maybe it's just because I love him like a brother, but you'll never see him again. Hashtag retired, hashtag died. For Kane, who is probably cleaning up puke off of his Dale Jr. t-shirt. For Thermite 917, yeah, he's a cool guy. I'm not gonna shit on him, but he's still a piece of shit. And for myself, I'm doing a great job tanking it in fantasy. That's certainly my luck. So I'm a piece of shit too. So
Yes, you are.
I am a huge piece of shit. I just hate me.
Not as bad as the Snickers car, though.
Not as bad as that damn Snickers car. Oh, that pisses me right off. Oh, seriously, I want to. God, there's a ficus. We didn't mention ficuses, so now I'm gonna mention it. Ficus. I'm getting a ficus, man. I gotta piss so bad. Seriously, that is how you end the podcast.
New Snickers, now with piss.
Snickers ficus, brand new from M&M Mars. Enjoy your Snickers with a little bit of bite, and you're probably gonna have bleeding gums after this. Snickers ficus. Yeah, the hell with that car. Yes, we're going now. This has been Behind the Wall. You've been Behind the Wall, and thank you for listening. Race. Shit. We're gonna go right into Son of a bitch. Like you laughed and then it threw me off again.
um, and but um, um,
Uh,
Kyle Busch was the pole sitter. He claimed that the flag man didn't wave the flag in time, or he waved it too late because it was on a it was an honorary starter.
right.
Yeah. Crying towel. I'll have my Instagram post back up so I can refer to that. Yeah, some of those comments
Obviously,
on there are kind of like, shut up.
I know. IMO, this car is fire.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I mean, it would look great on fire. It would look better
Yeah.
on fire. And I'm not just saying that because I dislike Kyle Busch. I'm thinking it would look better as a charcoal car. It might actually add more character than what it has. It's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. But still, no. Like I was just like, man, like you really think this car is good, and its colors are simple and they work well. They work well. Again, there's not really colors because it's the fucking Snickers logo blown up to the size of the fucking moon on the quarter panel.
Yeah.
So, see, sometimes I have to talk things out to really get the real meaning out there. It's kind of like
Yeah.
analyzing the Snickers car. At first glance, you
Oh,
don't
God.
like it, but then when you dive further in, you're just like,
At
why
second
did
glance,
this
you
happen?
really don't like it.
And then third and fourth glance, and you want to grab a bucket to hurl into. It's that bad.
That's a weird choice of things to throw.
No, you're not gonna throw it. I mean, I wouldn't want to throw my throw up. You know, I said hurl, not
Oh,
hurl like throw up
to
into.
hurl into, not to hurl the bucket.
Not to hurl the bucket. You just throw a bucket. That's a good one. Damn it, that pissed me off so bad I wanted to throw a bucket. Who the hell just throws a bucket?
That's what I'm saying.
That's good though. I've taken shits that look better than this thing. I'm just saying. I mean,
I've
throw the
seen 'em.
Snicker.
No, I.
Wait.
Never mind. I'm just trying to be on your side, man. I'm being supportive.
So Thermite's a clear supporter of my shit, and I mean, as much as I appreciate that, I'm also really concerned for you too. So we'll have to talk about that later. But what the hell, Kane? You're normally so on
I
top
know.
of this shit. Damn it, Kane. Yeah, he lost his pick. He's losing his fucking pick. Imagine just you see the wreck happening, and then you just got Big Bird in the background dancing.
And then a cane-shaped Teletubby. Oh wait, that's a different show.
Yeah, we're on a completely different level now. And he just
Yeah.
goes, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
holy cow!"
Hi, Kane. Hope you're listening. um.
Number 4.